suddenly after yesterday's live stream, I see a lot of new essay writers in CounterSide Reddit. Like, what is happening, guys? Usually these essay writers, CounterSide Reddit, usually know people. But after yesterday's stream, boom! All the CounterSide players, essay writers, they came out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere, man. They are here. They are here. The biggest issue in the game. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. What's the biggest issue in the game? So this guy wrote this essay. Okay. Changes to dupes. Ooh. Okay, changes to... Okay, this is what they concern a lot of players. A lot of players are concerned. So let's talk about this essay, alright? We're going to read this essay, we're going to talk about this essay, and we will see how this will impact anything else or everything else. I'm happy to see the Reddit active. Okay. So from what I understand, fusion cores will be solely used to limit break characters from level 100 to level 110. Still the same. Fusion cores still have the same purpose. Using counter, soldier, mech cores to 6-star and SSR unit remains unchanged. Okay, so in case you guys are wondering, how do you power up your characters? So I think, not to be confused, you can still keep dupes. You don't need dupes anymore to limit break the character. Alright, just so you guys are aware. So let me bring out some example. For example, Esterosa. You know how limit break? You can sometimes use like dupes, but now they will remove this dupe. You can only use this thing, the APT cores, I assume. I'm just gonna assume that's going to be the case, right? You can... This one maybe confuse some people. Some people go and use this here, and then they found out later they shouldn't do this. You should save this one for rearm, because when they designed this, they didn't know that rearm is going to happen later on. So like, especially, it's very confusing. For new players, it's very confusing. You get it? You shouldn't do this, but a lot of new people don't know. A lot of new players don't know. How many of you guys have made this mistake before? You go and accidentally use your SSR to limit break a character, which is a huge mistake because you shouldn't do. You should always use this one, right? I'm sure you have all been there before, and it's just... It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's the game is designed in... Like, the game has been around for years, right? So it's like... Therefore, you shouldn't do that. You should always use... This one is more worth it. So I guess maybe they realize that as well, which is a good thing. I do think it's a good thing that the developers realize that, and they are changing that how it works anymore. So now you can only use the APT cores, which should be how it is, I think, from the start. And duplicates or dupes of units will be used as constellation. A total of 6 dupes needed to max out a unit's constellation. And there is no way of performing constellation without using a dupe. Okay, let's talk about constellation. Alright, so a lot of you guys know everybody's favorite game is Gen. Alright, so Genshin. So, in Genshin, what's famous? Constellation. Alright, you can flex to your friends. You tell your friends, yo, I got C6 Chichi. What do you have, huh? And then your friend tell you, oh, I only got C0 Amber. And then now you can make fun of them because you have C6 Chichi. So it's like, it's hype, alright? I do think that a lot of people love the concept of constellation. It makes a lot of like, how do I say this? The constellation system, this one, let me see if I can forward to you. They did announce this yesterday, like I said. Not Genshin, but Arknights. Okay, let's see, this is the announcement of the constellation system, how it looks like. This one. Alright, so units 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So a lot of things. A lot of things, which is crazy. 6% deployment resource refund. Yes. Yes. So, let's see. Pride 1 did translate that. Let me see if I can bring it up. Just so you guys have a clearer context on why people are complaining, right? So why are people saying this is pay to win? So why is it pay to win? So notice this. C1 you get damage dealt plus 4%. Okay? C2 damage reduction 4%. C3 deployment resource refund 4%. C4 damage dealt 2%. C5 damage reduction 2%. C6 deployment resource refund 2%. Also, sorry for the background. I know it's a bit noisy, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, you can see why players are upset about this. So let's see. So for instance, you will need 7 of the same unit in total, 1 you keep, and the rest 6 dupes you use for constellation. Okay? I mean, the constellations for the units don't give game-changing stats for the units, but based on the example for Heal Day, 6% damage reduction, 6% damage increase, 6% deployment resource refund is a reasonable stat increase and something you cannot ignore, right? They also mentioned that future PvE missions wouldn't consider constellations, so you won't need to clear missions with units having maxed out constellation. So people are saying constellation is more high echelon PvP for the whales. I have so many questions. Okay, so he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Okay, let's have a look at the questions. Number 1, isn't 6 dupes a bit much? Like, the stat increase don't completely change the character. But seriously, 6? Is there seriously no way to constellation the units except for the using dupes? 6 dupes for SSR unit, essentially equivalent to 12,000 task planet points. I don't know about you guys, but that is massive. Massive, alright? I don't know about you guys, but that's massive. Okay, number 2. What about Awaken units constellation? Damn! That Awaken units constellation. Are they going to have constellations? We need to pull for 6 Awaken units, 6 Awaken Shinja, 6 Awaken Jushiyun. That means we will need 6 duplicates of the same Awaken units to max them. Players would have saved their Replacer King duplicates instead of using them for free limit break during the counter pass. Low-key, I'm wondering if this is why Pseudobicide will be giving players so many Awaken selected choices. We got a conspiracy theory. The reason why they are giving you a lot of Awaken selector is not because they are generous. It's because the system is pay to win and they are balancing it by giving you more dupes. It makes you feel, oh, this game is so generous. No, it's not. It's pay to win now, so they are giving you more selector. Oh! What do you guys think of this theory? Huh? That's why they give you a lot of selector. In the future, this is going to apply to everything. Right now, it's only applying to units. In the future, the operator will have constellation. The ship will have constellation. That's why they give you so many ship selector, operator selector. Damn! Makes it look generous, but it's actually not generous. So what do you guys think of this conspiracy theory currently? Very good conspiracy theory, eh? You like free stuff? I like FGO to 120, open all a pen skill of SSR. Yeah, Doom, ship constellation. How about constellation work for rearm units? That means you need to rearm 6 times, 6 Xiaolin and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll have to wait and see. That's why Nikkei don't do that. True. Okay, cool stuff. What happens if you have a fully maxed out constellation unit and have extra remaining dupes? What happens to those dupes then? Can they still be removed and exchanged for fusion cores? I'm going to assume this one still can. You can still exchange characters for fusion cores. Let's just assume that, right? Number 4. What about the players who have used their dupes for rearm data and want a refund? Those players might have saved certain characters instead of using them for rearm data if that was the case. I know that players who have used task planet points to buy unit data, not to be confused with rearm data, alright, will be fully refunded. But what about this then? What do you guys think? Rearm data versus unit data. So rearm data is talking about the yellow ones, right? The yellow ones, the one that you basically go and, sacrifice your SSR for. Can't wait to rearm your Xiaolin 6 more times. Yeah, 6 more times. I use my Titan dupes for Titan fragments for rearm Titan. Too bad. Fully refunded, but what about this? Yeah. This is going to be a very complicated issue, I think, because now they are removing a system and they're changing it to something else. This might kill the game for most players, but then they only care about whales anyways. Ooh, they only care about whales. They also mention they are trying to find a way to balance PvP, but this constant dupe thing just gives whales an easier time in PvP, no? I mean, you still need to play well, but the stat increase is reasonable enough to not be ignored. 6% damage reduction is anti-ground and anti-everything reduction, dude! For comparison, Hummingbird weapon has 4% damage reduction on its first substat, so Max Constellation already beats it out. Assuming The stat increase, type and value for constellation is the same for each unit. A fully maxed out constellation comp is plus 48% damage reduction, plus 48% damage increase, plus 48% deployment resource refund across the whole team. I'm not looking to start drama, I just have a lot of questions, and I hope DUPE addresses all the concerns players have regarding this new dupe mechanism. Okay, so this guy is not trying to start a drama, so let's all calm down. He's not trying to start a drama, he just have all of these questions. So, what do you guys think of these questions currently? You don't write an essay if you don't want drama? No. He just wants to do a calculation, alright? 4 times 8. What do you mean 4 times 8? It's 6 times 8. 6 times 8. Because if you need to count this. 4% at C3 and then 2% at C4 to C6. So it's 6%. So no, his maths is correct. His maths is correct. Does that mean I can spend all my task planet points now on unit data for dupes and can be refunded? I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't know what's the best thing to do. Do everything at your own risk. Kill for honor. If you do wrong, you shall be shamed for eternity. So don't do it wrong, alright? You don't know, I don't know, your mom doesn't know, your dad doesn't know. So the thing is, do everything at your own risk, is all I have to say. Okay, let's read the first one. I want to see why awakened units will not require dupes. Yes, it's a pretty big nerf to free-to-play players. Previously, you could acquire the same teams as dolphins or whales simply by playing the game religiously and using fusion cores on your awaken. Now, you are required to spend money if you want to compete with them in PvP at the highest level. Wow. What they might do is reduce the amount of constellation buff in PvP. I wouldn't hold out hope there. They are obviously fishing for people to spend real money on this, so it would be in their best interest to not do that. Alright, so quick question for you guys. Do you guys think the constellation will take effect in PvP? Yes or no? What do you guys think? Do you guys think PvP will be excluded? Do you guys think this constellation thing is not that big of a deal? It will not take effect in PvP. It will? Yeah, it makes sense that it will. I do think so as well, right? If it... Like, first of all, they designed this system clearly to get players to spam. Why would they design a new system that doesn't apply in PvP and doesn't apply in PvE? Then what's the point of the system then, right? The system has to make sense. If it doesn't apply in PvP, if it doesn't apply in PvE, or if... At least that's what they say. They say that the PvE... they are going to design the stage in the future that this will not impact the PvE difficulty stage in the future, which I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time it's like, so what's the system for? Obviously it's for PvP, right? Because why would you design a system that doesn't have anything to do with anything? The system is made for money? Yeah, but if it doesn't apply in PvP, why would people spend money? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, of course the system is for money, obviously, but the system is there. It has to be relevant in a way for people to want to spend money, for players to want to spend money. If it doesn't apply in PvP, nobody would spend money. And therefore, this system will be redundant, and therefore they waste 6 months of their life doing nothing. Designing something that doesn't make sense. And I don't think it's a coincidence that they announce that Diamond 5 onwards, you're gonna get a new exclusive skin every single season. It's not a coincidence that they are announcing this at the same time. So that means, more than likely, this system will affect PvP. Why else would suddenly they will give free skins in PvP? Because they want players to get this skin, Replacer King skin. So you see, smart. As a smart investor, I see through this. I'm a professional investor, right? Reaching diamond is not really hard though. It's not really hard last time, but what about now after this system, right? If this system is going to be a thing, what about more people? It's not really hard last time because nobody cares as well. Think about it, right? What you're saying is true. It's not hard before this because nobody cares. But now that they put a skin, maybe more people will care. Maybe things will become harder. We'll have to see. That one is something that, you know, we can't say for sure. They force us to focus on PvP. I mean, it's just a skin, but it's up to you, I guess. Professional investor. I'm okay with skins, but pay to win stats is a big no. Skin for unit I don't have, which is also permaban. Okay, Replacer King is not permaban, alright? Sometimes only ban 1 can still be used. The more people that play, the easier it's going to get. Just stay in the flat, you will get enough quartz. Okay, So yeah, I do think that's the case. They could take from the Epic 7 system, whereas Dupe, you could use either the Awaken unit or its non-Awaken variant interchangeably. The first unit would still be the most important, but gives a chance to free-to-play players to get more than the base constellation. Okay, would be base. Then they seriously need to rethink their premium prices. Right now, I wonder if there's anyone at all wailing for summons with how ridiculous the prices are. As someone who's always been a mid-spender, I completely discarded the idea of paying for summons, even for the characters that I wanted the most since I started playing something. I would usually do if the prices weren't so damn ridiculous. I mean, I know there's probably a bit more efficient packages, but by going by the base price, wailing enough Awaken rolls for 1 PT is like $350 to $400 lol. Let's say if you look for the most efficient way, you reduce that to half. Still ridiculous. I've never looked at it that way. I have no idea what he's talking about. He's talking about the Awaken, the Black Tickets package maybe? Maybe the Black Tickets package specifically, right? So I'm not familiar with that one because usually you are more recommended to use your quartz anyways. So that's something that I never really look into. But I can see where he's coming from. The system designed that to be expensive for a reason. Black ticket packages are the worst value, yeah. And they are just designed in that sense. I feel like they should... Yeah, he's somewhat true. They should probably lower the price a little bit, right? They should probably lower the price a little bit. Maybe the constellation system will only be available for regular units. So he's saying that the order is regular units, constellation units, rearm units, awaken units. Yeah, if awaken units... I'm not sure though, because it feels like if SSR can receive this buff, right? Then they are almost as strong as Awaken units. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense that Awaken units doesn't have this system into them. Yeah, that's a bit weird as well, right? I'm not entirely sure how they're going to implement it. But unless it could be worse than we thought, right? Because what we saw is for SR heal day, right? So you guys need to take this with a grain of salt because this is what we saw. This is for SR heal day. This is what stats you get for constellation. What if Awaken is not 4%? What if Awaken is 40%? What if Awaken Constellation 1 damage deal plus 40%? Damage reduction plus 40%. Deployment resource refund plus 40%. We are assuming that it's going to be flatline, every single character is the same. But keep in mind this is for SR heal day. So we never know yet until we know the system. Possible, right? 40% is a bit much. Maybe it's a bit much. Maybe it's like, maybe it's scale up a little bit. How about 800%? Let heal day attack air. What if they have different constellation? What if some Awaken has skill haste plus 10%, attack speed plus 10%? You see what I'm saying? They will make the constellation system insane. Just like Gan. They should not. Genshin Constellation, no characters the same. Every character different. Just like Gan. They're trying to copy Gan, so why not copy all the way, right? Right, you get what I'm saying? So different character will have different constellation. That's what makes the most sense, right? It has to make the most sense. You can't just every character has the same thing. Passive immunity time plus 2 seconds. Yeah, I would love to see something along those lines. Gan Constellation on some character is broken. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's going to be unique to every character. And in that case, a lot of characters are going to change their nature entirely, right? Genshin does not have PvP, doesn't matter. If they copy Gen, then EE will get cons in the future. Okay, let's have a look. So right now, this guy, what he's saying could be true, you know? I'll be fine with them just instituting the constellation system for non-rearm units, then implement further into rearm units, okay? You could also use the argument that the constellation process is like awakening on half the scale. Awaken units already got this buff. It feels low-key impossible for anyone, even whales, to C6 rearms due to it practically killing your resources. I think rearms is just gonna have the same, what do you call that? The same, you just use the base character. You don't have to rearm again, you just use the base character. I think that's just how it works. What do you guys think? It's the same for all characters, it's saying on the KR website. Is it include... Did they say Awaken though? Did the KR website mention Awaken? Maximize Constellation, become Astronomer. Okay, let's have a look about this one. If the Constellation buff in PvP is controlled or reduced, free-to-play players can have a better chance at PvP for sure. Control or reduce... I'm not sure how big an effect Constellation will create in PvP, so let's see what happens. I'm hopeful DUPE will give further clarification to everything that's coming. Personally, I don't see myself competing anywhere close in the highest level of PvP, and as a moderate spender, I'm fine if the whales and oceans take those rankings because they pay the bills for DUPE. What's important for me in PvP is that players are ranked and rewarded for their skill and understanding of the game, not through stat overpowering and gear brute forcing your way with inferior and poorly made team comps. However, I do believe the stats and gear matter because they reward the player for their time, effort and money spent in the game, but if this constellation mechanism is able to turn even the most poorly made PvP team into a challenger contender worthy team, then I have to disagree. I'm more concerned about Replacer King counterpass and whether players have an option to get their Replacer King dupes back, because it isn't fair for those who use their dupes for free limit break when they did not know about this constellation mechanism coming until after it was announced, and also the dupes used for rearm data. Hopefully we get some sort of answer to this, but it will be quite difficult for them to give everyone refund, right? I think they will just give like a general refund that you can claim in your inbox. I don't think you can get like, I don't know man, they call people oceans now? Yeah, oceans. PvP is already pay to win, they are just making it worse. Yeah, but why would they want to make it worse, you know? Wait till someone who spent in-game purchase Neptune. They must give us dupes back if they were used. But how do they know? How would you implement stuff like that? I don't know. Like some people use, some people don't use, some people use, some people... How do they give everybody back? I think it's quite impossible to... For each... you expect them to go to your account and look? Everyone? I don't know. The rearm data dupes we use is the biggest slap in the face. Only Korean players can save us. I don't think they can go to every single account, check how many Replacer King dupes or how many dupes you use on your rearm and give you back the specific amount that you use. I don't think that's possible. So I think they will refund you by just giving like 100 to everyone in their inbox and just call it a day. I think if I were them, that's probably the best thing. If it should be possible if they have proper database logs. But why do you think they will go to that length? What makes you think that they will go to the length? From what I understand, cons do not increase stat in PvP, so your worry will reduce by 1. Wait, what? So it's not going to increase stats in PvP. But why he get -4 though? Where do you read this? I read through the update info, it was not listed there. Maybe I read wrong? They said the PvE will not be adjusted in case of the new change, but there's still no news about PvP. Maybe we should wait for the patch to go live and let the developers adjust if there's needed. -4 again? Okay. Source trust me bro. Source trust me bro man. Source trust me bro. E7 have resource usage logs. They refund based on usage. Yeah, but this is not E7. Let me clarify. This is CounterSide. Wow. Different game, right? I know you might be confused a little bit. Like sometimes you're like, you go to KFC, you think they have burger, but no, that's KFC, right? And then you can't argue with them. Oh, but McDonald's have burger. McDonald's have burger. Why don't you have burger? But no, this is KFC. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like you can't just go to other game and say that game has this, so this game needs to have this. No, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. If they don't refund, means they are incompetent. I feel like you shouldn't put the expectation. If they refund, good, right? But you shouldn't put the expectation that they need to, is what I'm saying, you know? Burger like your Chinese friend. What? Okay, I'll be super pissed if you don't get a refund for using dupes. Okay, how the hell are you supposed to know that? You don't know. The new dupe is similar to Arknights with the potential system than to Genshin. Genshin's constellation changed a lot of the character, but that might not be the case here. In Arknights, you get reduced deployment costs, more attack, and buffs to a certain passive. While in Arknights, those buffs don't change much. In CounterSide, it changes a lot, considering that PvP is really important in this game. I'm worried that dupes might get more valuable increasing the gap between spenders and free to play. But let's wait and see if they are gonna do something about it. It somewhat fits in Arc Knight's mechanics, and Aslo, they have other way of increasing potential aside from using matching dupes. We already had Limit Break and Limit Fusion. Constellation systems look absolutely unnecessary. So what do you guys think? Is it more similar to Arc Knights? Any Arc Knights fan, guys? I'm sure there's a couple of Arc Knights fans. There's a few Arc Knights fans in the chat, right? They changed the system in a way that harms players. Groan crying. There's too many systems already. Yeah, but they're removing the old systems though. They are removing the old systems. All I see is Epic fan. I'm seriously kinda pissed off. We have been using dupes to limit break or rearms, and now they are saying we have wasted our dupes on nothing? WTF? Wow, 16 upvotes! Let's go. Any upvoters? Any upvoters in the chat? Wow. This guy is like a lot of supporters. A lot of supporters are rallying behind him. So he's upset. I see where he's coming from, but he forgot to mention Gan. He didn't mention Gan. I feel like he should have mentioned Genshin. So that way people can relate to him even more, right? Similar to Arc Knight's not Genshin, people just mention Genshin because that's the only game they know or other people know. Gan? Arc Knights nobody know. I feel like people know Arc Knights too. Rearm Awaken still better than Constellation. But how do you know? How do you know, right? We don't have more information than you do. As things stand, the only thing we know is that we are being screwed. The question is how much? The only things they said about it is we tested it, it doesn't change much. Paraphrase when talking about the bonus stats. And who's to say that you only need 6 dupes? It could be more. Yeah, what do you guys think? This guy could be true, right? This guy could be right. This guy could be right. Think about it, right? They never say that you need 6 dupes. All they say is you can increase up to C6. They never say 6 dupes. What if you need 1 dupe here? This one you need 2 dupes. This one you need 4 dupes. This one you need 8 dupes. This one you need 16 dupes. 32 dupes at the end. Ooh! Ooh! What if it multiply by 2? Wow, power of 2 every time. Every time power of 2. So what do you guys think? 32 dupes at the end. Might as well make this idle game. Wait, what? They didn't say, that's true though. They didn't say you need exactly 6 more dupes, right? They say that there's this system that will increase the layer of, each layer will give you additional stats. But we don't know, maybe the first one you need 1 dupe. The second one maybe you need 2 or 3. The third one maybe you will need more. Yeah, we don't know for sure. We don't know for sure per se. As of now. Like we have to wait. As of now, things could always be changed, but yeah, we are assuming that it's 6 dupes, right? But 6 dupes would make more sense because of we are familiar with the game and we know how easy it is or how difficult it is to obtain dupes. For characters that you can farm, sure. Characters that you can't farm, I don't know. I'm on the verge of quitting. Designing his perfect gacha trap. It'll be guaranteed EOS. For all of you know, it's 3 dupes per level following the current limit break system. For all you know, it's 3 dupes per level. If that's the case, then operators wouldn't be such a big deal. It might not seem much on paper. Add 8 out of 11 operators plus latents plus this and it becomes even bigger deal because all of that stacks. This is a stupid, greedy Genshin wannabe move by B-side and they need to rethink it. Ooh! Ooh! Stupid, greedy Genshin wannabe move. Wow. Any stupid, greedy Genshin wannabe move B-side fans? He's not wrong. Okay, but it's not Genshin, it's Arc Knights though. People have been saying it's more like Arc Knights. You get what I'm saying? It's more like stupid, greedy Arc Knights wannabe move. Right? Beside being Genshin wannabe. I mean, it's not even the same. It's not even the same. Okay, but we'll see. We'll see, right? Arc Knight system PvP. Genshin isn't either though. No, it's not about PvP or not, it's about the system. The system, what game is it like more similar to? Like what game is it more similar to? It's not about what PvP is, you know. They specifically say it's gonna be 6. I watched the live again at the part where they're talking about dupe. There's no mention on the specific number of dupes needed. Sauce? Where's the sauce? Ah, where's the sauce? 7k C1, okay, I can live with. Wait, 7k C1. Okay, this is crap. Not only for not retroactively giving players back the dupes they have already wasted, replace the king example, but also for introducing yet another whale gap. People are saying it's no big deal yet. Haven't seen how much people go nuts for 4% extra on a latent piece, let alone 6%. Any latent experts? Any latent freaks in the chat? Yo, a lot of people have been spend a lot of money for latent. Yo, if you guys don't know what latent is, look at this, look at this. Latent, look at this. I got latent skill here, 6.4%. 6.4% latent, guys. Hype. So this guy is saying people go all in, all the money, all the wallet for latent 6% extra stats. Stacking this buff on top of operators and high latents, and I'm sorry, but the gap becomes very real. Percents are just that, percent. It's going to matter whether people want to admit it or not. The biggest shove on top of this all is Awaken SSR and the amount of resources it takes to just get one. They want to fix this? Remove all Constellation, Genshin, Wannabe, Whale Bait. Ooh! Remove Constellation, Genshin, Wannabe, Whale Bait, buffs from PvP, all forms of it, strat and rank. And you know what? I'll consider this a known issue. I'll say scrap it, but we know they won't. 95% of the updates seem good, but that 5% they screwed up on is indeed a very big deal. Wow, very big deal. Who will pay for it if it doesn't work in PvP? They will most likely work. It will most likely work. Yeah, I don't know. The system won't make sense if it doesn't work on PvP. Or maybe they could just put it in, I don't know. He just said don't change anything and leave the game just as it is. Wow, he's smart. He's smart indeed. 16 upwards. I'll wait until we get more details, then see what happens after being implemented on KR. Rearm was much more BS at first too. Was Rearm as bad as this? When they first introduced Rearm. Okay, guys, let's take a step back. When Rearm was first introduced to you guys, was it this bad? Xiaolin to Rearm Xiaolin, wow. Sure, you spent a lot of credits, but I think a lot of people didn't like Rearm as well, right, at the beginning. Like, I feel like something similar along those lines. The first Rearm was garbage. The first Rearm is the first Rearm in C, is in global as well, it's the same. Rearm was too expensive. Did anyone ask for a mechanic to deal with dupes? No, there's no mechanic. It was a huge backlash on KR. Rearm can still be easily farmed, I'm not sure. But will they tone it down? I'm not sure. I would rather they tone it down or adjust it accordingly than to like release it and then, you know, release it and then, you know, cause drama and then people upset and people leave. It's better for them to test this properly. Seems to be more or less the usual dupe system, akin to one of the Arknights and older gacha. The framing as constellation seems a bit much considering how impactful constellations are in Genshin versus the minor stat boost found in Arknights for dupe ups. Okay. I really like this game for its PvP. I don't need to spend hundreds of USD a month to play competitively, which is why I spend money for the monthly AC packages. I might end up quitting if PvP becomes to constellation dependent. 6% damage increase and reduction is really a lot. Enough to make skill not as important. Oh, true. I only care about number 4. This better be retroactive. I just hope that people who already use a dupe for limit break, especially Awaken, gets the constellations added automatically when it comes out. Okay, let's read this essay. Okay. We need to understand this essay. You like the idea of Rearm? As I best understood, I'll try to answer your questions. 6 dupes is indeed a lot, but over the long term, it's something perfectly achievable for anything, except for Awaken SSR. Like they said, it won't affect PvE as it will be balanced around 0 constellations. The extra stats only make it easier. Is that a good thing though? Like I don't know, man. Like do you want PvE to be too easy? I'm not sure. The main takeaway is that you don't need to max your units at all, and if you feel like you have to whale who they specifically are targeting with this system anyways. Like what do you guys think? Like introducing a system but it doesn't make sense in PvE, does that make the system a good system or a bad system? Like what's the purpose of the system? Like I don't know. That's a big essay. I know it's a big essay. New dimensional trading, anti-heal required, and boss 3 has it. Bad system. Awokens will probably also be subject to constellations, and yes, that is expensive. Replacer King is not an issue, since there was no reason to have known about this change, and if you fuse them, you would have a 106 King. The exact same thing about future battle passes would give. They already said the new prices don't give dupes. If you happen to have held onto your dupes, good for you. I guess you're rewarded for not spending your resources as expected and using a GG easy PvP team for the past 5 months. Always hard, guys. Always hard. Alright? The dupes will probably only serve to either get rearm data or sell for cores, just like right now. The likely solution is they will probably refund planet points equal to unit data used for scaling up rearm characters. Okay, this is not confirmed. PvP is a shit show and whale bait in any game. Yes, this will affect PvP and will only be an issue if you care about it, and high-end PvP will always cater to whales just as it does today. Also, you have constellations wrong. The bonus is not per constellation. It's a total of 6% reduction, 6% damage and 6% deployment cost, refund if you have all 6 constellations. The impact is much less than you think, specifically since if you look at the damage formulas, they all capped at 1 point. If you have all 6 constellations, so you get all of these 3. Yep, that's true. On the flip side, units that can easily get constellations got stronger and have less of a gap, which is an overall benefit for low spenders. Your admin rifleman and Lin Xian just got stronger. In the end, we have to wait. This wouldn't be the first system that come out that they later changed because of customer later change because of customer complaints. So just trust and they'll adjust it as necessary. Damn. Okay, that's a lot of essay. PMA essay. Considerable points since DUPE side might not have known about the change. Also potentially indicate they have not planned FC and dupe system properly. A long-term thought of a better transition system for the dupe or constellation mechanic taking over. As for 5, I did not make any miscalculations. I say a fully maxed console com is 48% across the whole team. Yeah. He's talking about everyone added together. Free to play? Don't you pay for your phone, internet, computer? How is that free? Yup, those are not free. So you bully them till they change it, noted? No, you can't bully them. They will never change it. But yeah, I can see changing decisions based on unreleased content is exactly what they don't want you making. No company is in the business of saving their whales money, and even if this was planned ahead of time, they had even more of a reason to keep silent so that people didn't abuse this. If Global has known, they would have kept those dupes, yes, and would have had a Constellation 6 King. This would have only given room to KR, CN, C, and JP complaining. So yeah, so basically, for those of you who thinks that they will refund you, probably not, because the entire point is for them to make more money. Got them, more money. So people who bitch about the king or whatever, come on, just buy more king, alright? Just buy more king. Just buy more king. Plus 6% on the single character is only plus 0.75% overall on a team. They shouldn't touch Awaken SSR. I'm not sure, man. Because like it's a bit more complicated, right? I'm not the one to talk to morals or ethics regarding how to manage a game and its finance, but this would definitely be a huge bait to trap players into grinding or spending even more. The risk obviously is that you might lose considerable number of players. It's not 48% if you get one unit fully constellation, that unit damage output is increased by 6% for example. When it is calculated for the whole team of 8, it's only 0.06 of that unit damage. So with full constellation of the whole team is only 6% increasement. Okay, he was holding on to that for too long. Can't wait to play my 10 king. Play my 10 cost 6 constellation king. Feel free. Feel free, right? Yeah, this is going to be much more complicated than it is.